Welcome to the Retail Insider video interview series. I'm your host today, Craig Patterson, and we're joined here today with a special guest. This is Marco Riva, and we're going to be talking a bit about the revival of consumers distributing in Canada and perhaps even beyond. Welcome, Marco.
Thank you very much, Craig. Very nice to meet you.
Now, we're going to talk a bit about consumers distributing. It was a retailer that I think had shut down 27 years ago now, I think it's been in Canada. Very well known in terms of having had stores around the country. Basically, either order things and it would be in the store or you'd have it shipped to you. But how did you get the rights to the consumers distributing name? Can you tell us a little bit about that here first?
I'm 61 right now, but when I was a kid, I've shopped there. I've experienced the consumer and distributing concept, and I've been a retailer pretty much my whole life since the age of 16. I saw that there was an availability at the trademark offices in the United States and Canada for the rights and the name and the brand of consumers and distributing. So I purchased them, and I'm looking to launch them, hopefully within the United States and Canada.
And tell me about the concept that you're conceptualizing for this consumers distributing 2.0, I guess we would say.
Yeah, on steroids. Well, basically, knowing about the company, I think their downfall was that the products were not readily available. And I think by what's happening today in our world, with the Amazons of the world and the Alibabas of the world, basically, we are launching it in a different format. What we're doing is we're working with the distributors and to hopefully ship directly to the consumers. Consumers and distributing website as well is something that we've acquired, and on our online platform, we will have the actual distributors log up their products that are available within the actual website. And then we're hopefully looking for big boxes that we would also be able to generate our type of showroom stores. So basically, our suppliers will ship samples to our stores, like they will also upload on our site. Our big boxes, we're looking to take over some of Nordstrom's or Macy's or JC Penney's, some stores that have closed down. We're looking for 300,000 square foot boxes where we're able to show product and basically have the consumer walk in and see like if they were going to a trade show, and go into each category with each brand, and basically nobody will be able to walk out with anything but basically buy the product and get it shipped from the distributor to the consumer. If there's a return, then the consumer will ship it back to the distributor, and so on and so forth. So we won't have a lack of merchandise, or we won't have a problem with unavailable products. And I think that will be hopefully our success, because he was, when I was reading about a lot of advertising, or I would say a lot of ads of what the concept was about, the biggest problem, he was at the billions in sales. He had hundreds of stores in Canada, he has hundreds of stores in the US, and the biggest problem was merchandising, and getting the merchandise that was allocated to the consumer. So now I think that we've cured this problem, and looking forward to opening pretty soon, getting our big boxes together, opening up our market site online, and that's how this hopefully this new consumers and distributing format stores or concept will hopefully be launched.
Very interesting. Now, what sort of product categories have you thought of that would be part of these new consumers distributing stores, both the physical stores, which are acting as showrooms, as well as online?
We're thinking we're only going for hard goods. We're not going for soft goods, meaning we're not doing any clothing, we're not doing any shoes or jewelry or apparel. We're going into beddings of furnitures and fixtures and equipments and instruments. Basically, we're going from air conditionings to ovens and refrigerators and TVs and stereos, and everything that's pretty much hard goods that people don't normally walk out of stores with.
And these would be, in terms of the physical showrooms, quite large. You're saying 200 to 300,000 square feet. Let's talk about Canada a bit more. You're looking for some larger retail spaces, I think, to do this, right?
Yes, I've actually had a conversation with Oxford. I've seen that there's Nordstroms that have shut down in Yorkdale, I think, and in other locations in Vancouver, etc. So we're looking to either take over those type of big box stores and convert them into a consumers and distributing store. Yeah.
Right. And you said the United States as well with J.C. Penney, which is, I think, closing some stores. Sears, I don't even know if it exists in the States anymore, or Kmart,
Yes.
or even Macy's, right?
Yes, so well, Sears, we're looking into Coral Gables. There's a Simon project where there's also we're looking at J.C. Penney's here in New York, and these are stores that have been closed down for a little bit. One of them for a couple of years. So we're looking to redevelop these big boxes into these consumers and distributing big box stores. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so the online and in-store would be, I guess, connected in terms of you'd have third-party distributors that would be part of this retail concept. They would be showcasing their product in the physical stores, but also would have a very robust e-commerce presence as well as part of this consumersdistributing.com.
Yes, consumersanddistributing.com will be set up as a marketplace. It'll be like an Alibaba, an Amazon, and a Fair, or these types of sites where they will actually the actual distributor or the actual supplier will load up the products within our site. People will be able to shop online, and at the same time, they'll be able to visit a store if they would like to see the actual goods. So they're going to work both in conjunctions with each other. Yes, that'd be that's our concept.
And you were looking at sort of a warehouse club concept with a membership, or tell me a little bit more about how that might work.
We're actually offering an $89 membership. The $89, it'll be a one-time membership. We are not looking to charge it annually like most of the people do. It'll be a one-time membership where you'll get a 5% discount. But at the same time, we didn't want to limit the consumer or the customer coming through the front door. We would not stand there and, like you would go to a Sam's Mart or you would go to Costco and they would actually sit there and say, show me your card before you go in. We're going to let them all in. And at the same time, when you buy, I don't know, sofa, bedroom, TVs, etc., and you're looking at spending thousands of dollars, you'll save an automatic 5% on all the goods, being basically a member of consumers and distributing. And hopefully people will see a lot of savings, because don't forget that we're trying to get a distributing price to the consumer. And that's why we're called consumers and distributing. And that's big match. The name says it all, and I love that. Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense. And I guess for this $89 one-time charge, probably the consumer would save that. If they're buying a sofa, they're probably in that 5% discount already, getting that $89 off.
Yeah, it'll be fantastic. And not only will they be getting that 5% discount, they'll also they'll also be getting all the amenities that we'll be offering within the store as free. So basically, we'll have stations within the stores giving drinks and coffees, and coffee costs $7 now. The things it's pretty expensive to just eat a little something. But we're going to have a few little departments within the departments where we'll be catering to members, and we'll be servicing free coffees, free drinks, free appetizers, etc. We want to make it really feel beautiful within the store, and feel the customers welcome to sit down. And actually one member would be able to bring any family member with him, so we're not going to attach it just to one person. We'll be attaching it to the to whoever he comes in with. Really very I think it'll be very home and welcoming to the consumer.
And so this would be an experiential physical concept, I guess, to drive people in to look at the product. Because obviously people can shop online for various things. There will be a consumers distributing website with product on it, but you're also looking at creating this physical experience for consumers to, I guess, experience the product and to engage with the retailer, not just online.
Yeah, I've done trade shows my whole life, so it would be like going to the electronic shows or the furniture shows, where you have the different suppliers. We'll have hopefully Samsung, we'll have Yamaha, we'll have Miele, we'll have a whole bunch of beautiful brands that will showcase their actual products. Hopefully, we'll do some of the companies will hopefully do some type of trunk shows within our concept, that they'll have the representatives staying there, actually describing the product. and it'll be getting to know the product more, more details, more feel and touch the product before you purchase it, if that was an option, if you wanted to do that. And that's what I think will be a little better to the consumer than just buying online and not getting all the details or not feel in touch, like we say, you know. And hopefully we'll be able to offer that feel and touch environment when you're buying something, either at the store or online. And that's what we believe will be successful on both ends of what we're doing here.
Great. Now, let's talk about Canada again. These are going to be large stores as you've conceptualized them. Would you see one large store per major city, like say in Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, Vancouver, or do you have any? What would you see in terms
Well,
of physical retail expansion?
I would think that I'd like to go into the major areas. I would like to go into Quebec, which would be Montreal. From there, I'd love to go into Toronto, and then Calgary, Edmonton would be really good, and going into Vancouver. I think that our secondary market would be the Saskatchewan, the Winnipeg, the Manitobas. I think we would want to not go there at the very beginning, but eventually branch out there if we see that our volume would be if there's the population or we have the demographics that would be strong enough to take a big box store like that. But we'll also, you know, we'll be supplying online. So hopefully, if you know someone could make a trip from, you know, either Calgary, from Saskatoon into Calgary, and you know, vice versa, going into different areas if you wanted to make a trip and see something out there. But at the very beginning, we want to hit the big cities, you know.
Yeah. And looking for existing, I guess, real estate. Do you think a purpose-built building could happen? I mean, that's going to be a bit more money, I think, to build, right?
Yes, you know, Nordstrom's here costs like 65 million to build a Nordstrom's. You know, to build these type of big box stores, we're talking about 50 million. I heard some stores you can go up to. I heard one in San Francisco went up to 150 million in cost of build out. So some developers are looking to redevelop some of the buildings into, you know, residential, into some landlords are looking to bring those stores within their shopping centers, redivide them within the mall, and make it like a pass through. But you know, we're trying to offer pretty much a cure into trying to keep those stores alive and hopefully generating enough volume, that a very interesting volume. As a matter of fact, we're looking at very big numbers that it'll be beneficial for the landlord and for us to keep the building the way it is, to modify it for our use, and then to hopefully branch out and build our own eventually.
This is exciting stuff. Well, we'll continue watching what's going to happen with consumers distributing. Can you tell us a bit about yourself? You've got an extensive background in the retail industry. You mentioned you've been kind of at it since you were 16, and you're over 60 now. Tell us a bit about how things got started with you and what you're up to right now, because you've got Lindbergh, Yo-Yo Sower. Tell us a bit more about all of this here.
Yeah, well, yeah, my life started in the retail industry where I was 16 years old. When I moved into the United States, I turned around and I worked with Luciano Benetton. And I used to go to Treviso every month for many years. We created this concept called Play Life. And at the time, it was Benetton Sports System. They owned Rollerblade, Nordica, Prince, Killer Loop. We merged these things. And actually, I did Lululemon type of athletic wear before Lululemon even came out. I was probably ahead of my game. I was maybe 10 or 15 years ahead of them. So having said that, once I did Benetton, after that, I turned around and I did some Charles David. I worked with Charles David and the Guess boys with the Maurice Marciano and Charlie Malka. I developed, you know, the Charles David shoes and opened up some stores across Canada and also in the United States. And from there, I always look for what's new, what's next. I've developed also a lot of stores for BCBG with Max Azria. And then I got into, I got into bed with these really good people up in Denmark called the PWT Group. And they're the largest Scandinavian menswear group. They were 66% owned by Lego and some financial banks and companies who are really good. I'm actually still with them today. Basically, they've been in business, I think, since 1910, from father to son. They have hundreds of stores all over the world in Europe, and so from there, I continue to venture out because I always like to see what's new and what's next. I turned around and met the people from Yo-Yo So, went to China, met the family, actually lovely people. They turned around and expanded 1,200 stores all over the world. I took a licensing and a distribution agreement for the United States. We started to expand here in the United States for that. And having said that, at the same time, on the sideline, created Candle Time, which is a candle concept store. And like I said, I'm always looking for what's new, what's next. And here I am today with the Yo-Yo So banners, the Lindbergh banner, the Candle Time banner, and Acutis Eyewear as well. I have teamed up with Mrs. Amal Yosef, which is a very fine doctor she's in the Vegas market. I have many stores in Vegas, so that's where I met her. And I started Acutis Eyewear with her. As a matter of fact, we opened the first Acutis Eyewear over here at American Dream today, which is a 3,000 footer. This is where I'm talking to you from, is New York City. And we've opened up these 4 banners here at American Dream with the Garmasians. And we're looking to expand also within the United States, all those brands. And I ventured out into the Wynwood area, down into Miami. Yo-Yo So will open up a 15,000 footer with introducing a Yo-Yo So cafe, which Yo-Yo So hasn't done in any of its stores, but because the footprint was almost, I say, 12,000 feet, that there was room for a 2,000 foot cafe that we're going to launch out at the same time. So again, I don't know when I'll stop, but I'm always looking for what's new, what's next. I'm always looking to add something to so the consumer feels more comfortable and give it a great shopping experience, within anything that we do with our stores. That's what that's what I hope to achieve, in life, because I get fun doing it. I don't want to get bored. And like I said, I've been very blessed in life, and I've always tried to, achieve more, do more, see more. And I've never actually say or thought that I know it all. I haven't stayed in only one industry, which is the menswear, where I've actually started in. So I'm a Sagittarius. So I don't know. I get these feelings that I get bored real fast, and I'm looking for what's new and what's next. And like I said, here I am today. I think my latest one is what we're talking about today: consumers and distributing. And that's what I hope will be the $1 billion mark for me, because I'm thinking that those stores will average between 200 to 300 million in sales. I won't hit the IKEA border where they're doing 300-400 million in sales. I don't think I'll be at the Walmart level, who's doing $590 million this year, or Target that's doing 190 million. 190 billion, sorry. But I think Walmart is at 590 billion. I think Target is at 190 billion. I'm hoping to do just a few, and I'm hoping that this is the concept where I'll be over the $1 billion mark in no time. I'm thinking 4 department stores, a few memberships. I should be at the $1 billion mark. And then from there, I hope to go on an IPO and expand the brand aggressively. And I have the people for that. My son also does mergers and acquisitions with his law firm, and that's where I'm hopefully headed. Yeah.
This is very exciting stuff. No. We'll be following up a bit more of the story here for sure as things progress. So thank you so much for joining us today. This is Marco Riva. He's an entrepreneur and retail veteran who's reviving consumers distributing here in Canada and the United States. Thank you so much for joining us here, Marco.
Thank you very much, Craig. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, everyone, whether or not you're watching this today or listening to this on one of our podcast channels. This is Retail Insider, the video interview series. I'm your host, Craig Patterson. I'm the founder and publisher and CEO of Retail Insider Media. Thank you so much again. Be sure to subscribe on whatever platform you're on here or want to be on. Take care and bye for now.